Hey guys, welcome back to Isyour6covered. Today we're going to do a quick live broadcast, basically just because it's easy to make a video this way. But decapping pins, I got large and small. So sometimes you're not paying attention. Sometimes you get ahead of yourself when you're reloading, and those are all bad things, basically. When you're reloading, you really want to pay attention and do that kind of stuff. But this is more when you're just resizing brass, not so much putting powder and actually making projectiles and bullets, but just decapping and basically getting it set up so that you can get ready for the trim basically. So I wanted to tell you guys a quick thing you probably know, may or may not, depending on if you do a lot of reloading, but I had quite a few decapping pins. This part right here will break off. And it doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. And I went and grabbed one of my other, today I was using RCBS. So I was using the 223 Remington, and I was just doing a little bit of work with the Lee turret press. And so I wanted to try to make some really precise stuff, so I didn't want to use a progressive reloader, and I wanted to just kind of get some shells ready to go. So with that said, and this was a few months ago, I broke the decapping pin, and then later on I did it again. I broke the decapping pin, and what I did was I transferred my 308 one to my 223, and then I think I had to use a 22-250 one as well. They basically come in a large and a small, depending on what size caliber you're trying to reload and decap, basically. But I went to the local store, and this is kind of where this video is about, and I bought decapping pins. I bought 5 large and 5 small, which are MIA right now. I don't know where the heck those went. But with that, I looked at them and all, man, I don't think these are going to work. And I said, usually they have a head on them, and I'll show you what they normally look like. And this is a RCBS tool head set. But you're going to see basically that little top part right there. Hold on. Before I lose it. But it looks like that. It has a little head on it. I was like, huh. I told the guy, his name's Rex. I'm all, hey Rex, I'm pretty sure these are supposed to have a head on them. He's like, yeah, I don't do much reloading. I'm not sure, but I do have the small and the large ones here in the pack. So I'm looking at them, and I noticed that there is no heads on them. You can see there. And this is part number 09609. I said, you know what? So he basically gave me the small ones and the large ones to try out. And then he said, come back and tell me if these work or not. Wish I could show you the other pack. I don't know what the hell I did with them. Oh, they're over here. So these are the small ones. And it's just basically a straight shaft with no head on the end. So I'm like, well, I'll give them a shot. Maybe it collars down and it basically holds on to the head. Yes, I said the head 3 times. What's up? And I was like, well, maybe it squeezes onto it and you don't need that little piece and it'll just hold it. Well, after doing a little messing around, I noticed that it does not work. So I don't know what these RCBS decapping pins are for. So maybe you guys can tell me out there. They do not have what I call a head on the end of them. So I know a lot of you guys, I know hard targets out there, Rich 4150. That's what she said. And now I lost the damn thing. What the hell did I do with it? So the decapping pin, there it is. So if you guys are familiar and you know what the problem is, so that's what I normally would use. And this is what RCBS is telling me to use. But it's it makes no sense because you can't do shit with it. It will fall out, and I'll show you guys that. So this is the same diameter as this, but when you put this in here, you got the little collar here. You can slide that in there like you would normally see. But when you go to tighten it down where it would hold, that happens. So I don't know what the case is. The length of these are longer. So here's the one that we normally use. So maybe you guys, oh, thanks, Rich. But these are a lot longer, which, yeah, you can see it right there. But tell me what these are for, because now I have two sets. I have small and large, and I don't have anything to make them work. So you guys, and the other part number for the small was 09608. So you got 09609 for the large and 09608. Does anybody know? I got no head on it. Yes, you're right. So I don't understand what the concept would be. It says decapping pins, which is what this is, with the head on it, since that's going to be the magic word for the day. And it doesn't make any sense. So hopefully you guys out there might know. Some of the other things I'm doing today are I'm making a little bit of my own case lube. You guys have seen this 100 times. Basically, it's this is 91%. 99 is even better. And then you mix it with 100% pure lanolin at 13 and 1. 13 alcohol, 1 lanolin. And it's supposed to be much better, which actually I know it is because I used it over at SoCal's house, reloading some 308. And it definitely has a lot cleaner feel to it when you are reloading the brass. A shout out to Pop's Quest. He's not out there right now, but I did start doing a little bit of basically case lubing, even pistol rounds. I tell you what, when you're running them through the Dillon, this is the 650, seems to be a lot smoother. You know, just a little bit, not a ton, obviously, but you can tell quite a bit of difference. Less drag. Hey, Curious Yellow Solar, a lot of less drag when you're recoiling or reloading. It just seems to run a lot smoother. I did do it once before. I was using this Dillon case lube, but I used too much, and you can definitely tell that it gets a little gummy if you're getting too much, you know, and if that alcohol is not burning off fast enough, and you definitely want to wait for it to dry as well. So a little bit of all that involved definitely was some keys to having some problems. So definitely the higher percentage of alcohol, using 100% pure lanolin is definitely a lot better than the Dillon case lube. And this stuff's not bad at all. This is, I've used quite a bit of this. This is down to about 1/3 left. So that's definitely working out pretty good. But I did notice that the homemade batch was a lot better because you can put the percentage of lanolin you want to make it a little bit. You can make it a little bit thinner. It seems to run through the machine a little better, which is definitely a good thing. And it doesn't seem to be, it's not as tacky. It's not as, I don't know. And the Dillon's not, case lube's not that bad, but you could tell a difference. This is a lot less tacky, and you can put the percentage that you want. So I'll be mixing some of that up here pretty shortly. Not on the live chat or anything, but if you guys don't know, maybe you guys do know. I'll say hi to everybody out here. We got Gillen 426, Curious Yellow Solar, Hard Target. Yeah, Rich 4150 gave me $2. Must be Christmas time. I appreciate that. Got Agitator 263, and we got and Hard Targets again. So he was giving me a little, busting me up a little bit on the heads there. So I don't understand why the decapping pins don't have the heads. See, I'm keep going back to that. I would like to know what these are for and the reason why they're not working. So I can tell you why they're not working, because they don't have a damn head on them. So if you guys think that thing's going to tighten down and kind of collar up around that pin, it's not going to happen. So save your money. I mean, this was $3.95, and he basically gave me these to try out. So, you know, no harm, no foul. But now I need to order the right ones. So other than that, that's it. Some of the things I'm doing now is I went back to some dry tumbling, which is with media. This is the walnut. You can see it back here. But I'll tell you what, from going from wet tumbling back to dry tumbling, the reloader dude, what's happening? It's amazing how much powder is left on each case here. I'm kind of looking at them now going, man, these look like crap. So I might run them through the Rick's tumbling machine, which is basically a pure leaf tea, Lemmy Shine, and some Dawn soap. I don't use the steel media. I don't want to deal with it. And depending on how good the brass is, it'll stay pretty darn clean. And I'm a cheap bastard. I haven't gone out and bought a nice wet tumbler yet. I know a couple of you guys bought a new one this Christmas, so, and they're definitely nice, very nice. So, and you can put like 9,000 rounds of 223 in them, I think is what he said. So that's quite a bit of rounds. So in here I probably got, I don't know, a couple thousand rounds, but they're all dusty. They're ugly looking. So now they need a bath. You can, I don't know if you'll see it on the camera. Let me see. But you can just see they got like this film of dust on them. So it's a matter of either, you know, wiping them all off, throwing them in a towel, like I do with the blue bullets. Just kind of wipe the film off or whatever the case is. But it seems to be wet tumbling is definitely the way to go. I wish I had the video up. There was quite a little plume of dust here for some of you guys who are maybe just getting into reloading. You know, you don't want to breathe that stuff. Definitely not good for you. Run a mask. And I'm telling you this, but I don't. But the safest thing to do is to run a mask. And because you don't really know what you're inhaling. And probably some of that stuff will give you cancer, because hell, everything gives you cancer nowadays. So even fresh water will give you cancer if you're living in the wrong part of the world. So other than that, anybody got any questions? I got some great knowledgeable people out here. Heck, even the reloader dudes out here, Hard Targets out here, very knowledgeable when it comes to reloading. Curious Yellow Solar, I believe he's just getting into reloading, so that's awesome. And Rich 4150, he's been reloading for a while now. He's got his magic, I think he's doing the blue bullets over the red bullets. But reloader dude, he's big into the Acme bullets. That's one of his go-tos for competition. I really enjoy them. I'm upset like he was with the new, they came out with the new shape basically. To change it up, you can kind of see this is a lot lower profile than you would normally see, but this is how you reload these. And now they changed it up a little bit, so the shape's going to be a little different, so the overall length's going to be different, so you'll have to do a little more testing it out with your whatever your tightest tolerance barrel is, kind of come up with that perfect overall length for that'll work in all your firearms. But with that said, got the Lee out again, which I try not to use this much. I got basically the powder funnel. I got it off just to kind of get it out of the way, block my face kind of deal. But it works good. I did a video a while back on this machine and kind of the plus and minuses to it, and a lot of great comments. A lot of it depends what you're making. If you're the hunter that goes out and just shoots and has like a nice little batch, a recipe per se. I always call it the recipe. You come up with your magic recipe for your rifle. With the overall case length of this and a certain grain of that and a certain projectile weight of this, and you kind of got your own little magic recipe that seems to work and is very accurate for you. But you're hunting. Maybe that's all you do. You don't go out and shoot a lot. You just basically sight in your scope before hunting season, and then you make a batch of 20, 50, sight it in, make sure your scope's all good and ready to rock. And then you don't see the reloader till next year when you need to make some more ammo. I think this type of machine is perfect. And there's lots of different ones. The Rock Chucker, I got one of those over there. Well-built machine. This is a little bit on the lighter weight kind of scale. It works good, but it's made out of cast materials. It's not the most bomb-proof brick shithouse kind of machine made, but it does the job perfectly. It's cool because you can pull the heads out, and you can put a different caliber head in and make a few or whatever else you want to make. It does progress basically. If I have there's a shaft that goes in it, and it'll move it to the next position each time I pull the handle. But I'm just resizing and decapping some 223 here in a little while, so I don't really need it to do that. Step one, and these neck cases are a royal pain in the ass compared to loading pistol rounds. I mean, a lot more steps are involved, and some people prefer just to go and buy ammo because they're like, I don't want to deal with that shit. My time is worth more than reloading. I don't really care how accurate it is as long as it's accurate. We're not trying to put a hole through the same hole every time or whatever the case is. So their time's more valuable. I find that I come out in the garage and I enjoy just, hanging out and, talking with you guys, obviously. But it's enjoyable. It's relaxing. It's a good way to not have to think about anything else. But with that said, you can save a shit ton of money reloading when it comes to buying very, very accurate kind of your match grade ammo. You can take, you can buy the same projectile from the same company, and you can come up with the batch that's going to be even better than what you'd pay big dollars for, at Cabela's for some match grade ammunition. Even I believe, and I don't know how correct this is, but I believe, hey Evan, thanks for showing up. I believe that even using a progressive, like if I was loading 223 right now and everything was good, my powder check was good, and my drops of powder were very consistent and everything, I feel that I could build better match grade ammo using this compared to the stuff at the store. Not the best stuff, because the best stuff would be, making each bullet in a single stage press. And somebody's calling. I'm going to guarantee it's my wife. Yep. Hold on one sec. See, that's how high tech we're getting around here. We got commercials. You may not have seen the commercial, but there was a commercial. Gave you guys time to go use the restroom, grab an extra cocktail, whatever the case is. Reloader dude, do you want a link to talk about reloading? Rich 4150, you as well. But other than that, we were talking about the 223 5.56. Some of the things that that I'm learning about is basically trying to find the perfect round. I got a few friends, and one of them shoots very competitively, very top of his game kind of shooting, and he's really been liking the 69 grain Sierra. What is it? The match grade or the hollow point. I think I got the 308 ones here. Which ones are these? Yeah, the hollow point boat tails, but in the 69 grain. These are for 308. And really likes that round. No, that's not it either. Has his little recipe, and it seems to work well for him. He says a lot of it has to do with, and this is information that I'm giving to you secondhand. So I believe it to be true because the guy's very knowledgeable, but he says a lot of it has to do with finding the right feet per second as well. It's where your bullet's nice and flat, you know, and there's a lot more to it that I'm still learning that this is kind of one of those things, you know, the sooner you start reloading in life, the sooner you'll learn more, but you'll never learn everything. And that's what makes it kind of nice. It's very technical. It's kind of like fly fishing. You know, some people will conventional fish, and you basically put bait on the line, maybe put a little weight with a hook, and just send it out there, and then, you know, hope for the best. And that's kind of, yeah, I'm bored and lonely. You know, and you're fishing, right? You're fishing. It's kind of like when you go and get ammunition from like Walmart or wherever the case is. You load it up, you shoot, you enjoy it, you have fun. And then there's the guy that likes to fly fish. There's the guy that fly fishing seems to be a lot more technical. It has to do with the types of bugs that are in the water or flying along the water. There's a lot of things you're looking for and trying to, you know, you're flipping over rocks and you're kind of like figuring out what the bugs are that they're eating. And that, as I tell my story, is kind of more of reloading, where you have to learn a lot more, but at the end of the day, when you catch a fish on a fly line, it's a lot more rewarding per se. Southern Style 357, how you doing, buddy? He says you tune your load to your rifle's barrel harmonics. And I have heard that. I've seen that. Basically, you see a lot of floating. You'll see a lot of floating barrels. You'll see what do they call it, where they fill that gap. There's a name for it. Can't think of it right now. You'll hear Iraqi veteran 88 talk about it. It's beating, something beating. Basically, you're making it where, yeah, bedding. You're bedding your barrel. Not so much the barrel part, but the receiver portion of it. And that's supposed to help make it more accurate as well. But definitely making a recipe that works well for your rifle is just as important, I believe. So other than that, things I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to separate this stuff. I got some 5.56 and I got some 223 in there. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter because I can swedge them all to fit a small pistol rifle primer. But I'm actually going to try to do a little, I'm going to keep batches of different actual shell casings. So the Remington 223, I'm going to kind of separate that stuff and actually see if that helps. I have heard a lot, and you guys tell me if you've heard the same thing. even with pistol rounds, I was talking to one of the main guys of Rocky Mountain Reloading, and he said that one of his guys is a very competitive shooter, and he likes a certain brass with a certain primer, and all that other stuff's normal, but having the consistent same brass, which I was thinking, you know, I could see how that's for sure, but I wanted to do a little testing on that and see what the differences are. So I'm going to load up like some 5.56. I'm going to load up some Remington 223. Whatever else I got in here, I'm going to do like batches of 10 or 20. Let's see what else I got in here. We got pack, PMC. What's this one? And some other stuff. But I'm going to match them up. Everything's going to be the same, except it's going to be a different case. So, you know, the primers, they'll all be CCI. The powder's all going to be CFE 223 or Varga. They'll all be the same. I don't know which one I'll pick. And then the projectile will be the same. And let's just see if there really is a big difference. There probably is farther out you go, I would assume. You know, the closer up shots you're not going to notice as well as something farther. If you're shooting out like 500 yards or whatever, you'll probably start seeing maybe a little difference. But we'll give those a shot and see what happens. So I think, Rich 4150, do you have a chat tonight, my friend? Wednesday. So we got a Southern Style 357, 5.56 is a little thicker case than the 223, a little less capacity in the 5.56. I have heard that. So he's basically saying like the walls are a little bit thicker, so the capacity is going to be a little bit different. So depending on, you know, your amount of grains, it may sit a little bit taller than the other one, but it may light different as it's leaving the barrel. Not so much the shell, but the projectile. So in turn, it may definitely do something different. Tomorrow, Don's got the Trees Chatter Christmas special going. Tomorrow I'll be shooting. I always miss those Thursday ones when he's doing that. Shooting on Thursdays. That's when we shoot here at the local gun store. So Thursdays are always booked, which is awesome. If I'm at home and it's a Thursday, I know what I'm doing that day for sure. So, but he has a great chat. If you guys aren't familiar with that, his name's Don, but his channel name is Trees a Blowin'. Definitely go take a look at that. We got something out there. We got the Crazy Scotsman. If you guys aren't familiar with him and Bald and Curious are doing an outstanding job along with the whole gun community, but mostly them are the ones leading the charge of helping Chris out. And his channel name is C-Max, and he's a very knowledgeable, actually very informative reloader as well. Gives great knowledge on stuff. But all that money and proceeds to win a ton of great stuff, all that goes directly to Chris. It doesn't. It's on a. Can't think of the name right offhand. Maybe someone can tell me in the external. But it's like GoFundMe, but it's better. They don't take a percentage out or whatever. So the YouTubers don't ever collect any money. It'll go straight to him. He's fighting cancer. So we've been doing pretty good at supporting it. He had a goal of like, I think it was like 6,000 or 7,000, and with the Crazy Scotsman getting the ball rolling, and also shout out to Coda Boy 32. It's called You Caring. That's what it is. Thank you. They've already got to like $7,000, but this newest build, they're giving away beautiful rifles, and this one is all pistols, at least for now. I think it's all pistols. You got Bald and Curious giving away a Grand Power. I don't remember what revolver or what it's a semi-auto, but I don't remember what model it is. Hell, half you guys probably don't know what a Grand Power is. I'm just busting them up. But the Crazy Scotsman, he's giving away a 92, Beretta 92. I don't remember what model it is. Really nice pistol as well. And I think Actually, Insight Freedom is giving away a pistol as well, and his, I can't remember what his was. And then I think it's Phil M. Rivers. Correct me if I'm wrong, Crazy Scotsman, and he's giving away a badass revolver. So it's only $10 to get in the entry. You go to C-Max's link, and I'll put it down below after this chat. You can go there and donate $20. That'll give you 2 entries. So $10. Here we go. Crazy Scotsman put a Grand Power P11. You got a Beretta Brigadier, which is what Crazy Scotsman's giving away. You got an EAA Windicator and a Torres PT111 Gen 2. So, I mean, and there's also some gift cards. I think $200 gift cards. I don't want to start rattling off stuff because I'm not sure. Maybe some ammo as well from another person. But definitely get over there. And if we get enough money put together, we're trying to double what C-Max originally wanted. And if we can get that to go, the Crazy Scotsman said he would, basically get his beard shaved off, just in the name of helping out a fellow community brother. So it's pretty awesome. We got $400 in gift cards and a steel target from Allen B Pro. So, I mean, the list goes on, and I'm sure by the time this takes place, there's even going to be more items. So definitely get over there. Definitely check that out. Definitely support them if you can. I know it's Christmas time. $10 will give you an entry, though, into winning incredible stuff. So that $10 that you save could get you something really, really nice right after Christmas or whenever they reach the goal of doubling C-Max's goal. But you guys have any questions? I'm going to shut this thing down. I just wanted to say hi. I'm going to get back to work here and do some decapping and get this stuff set up. The reloader dude. So get on over there, you guys. If you're not familiar with the reloader dude, he's got a great channel. I don't know how many subscribers he's up to. I know it's way past me, and he has a lot of knowledge. I go to him to learn stuff all the time. Heck, I'm on there quite a bit just searching for different stuff on different types of reloads. He does a lot of reloading and a lot of different calibers, so depending on what you're looking for, he probably has a video on it. So cheers, you guys. I appreciate it. Merry Christmas to all you guys if I don't see you, and happy holidays. Other than that, I think I'm talked out unless you guys got some questions or something. Lube that brass. Yep. Since I got you on there, I've heard 13-to-1 with the alcohol percentage. So you got basically just regular CVS isopropylene alcohol and 100% pure lanolin. But I've heard 13-to-1 is the magic mixture. Anybody else? Is it 14-to-1? Is it 12-to-1? I think the SoCal, WTF SoCal, his magic concoction is around 13-to-1. He says it works great. So you tell me. This is where you guys teach me, because I didn't do any teaching today, I don't think. Vborg, welcome. Sounds about right to me. Use store-bought shit. Oh, this stuff, store-bought stuff, like this stuff, 357? No, I have used this, and I've used this concoction at WTF SoCal's. And when you're grabbing the brass, you know, whether to pour more in or whatever, it's way better. Do a load workup on the lube. Yeah, no shit on. I think that sounds like too much work. But 13-1. So 13 of these, this is where my buddy Yankee 4 screwed up, to 1 ounce of this. 13 ounces of this. Actually, no, this is 32. So I need to get a spray bottle. I need to get a spray bottle and make a concoction. Lyman, but yes, like that. Okay. So you got 357 out there, uses the Lyman. Some people use that shot. I can't think of what it's called, fast shot, or what the hell's that shit called? The reloader guy would know. But you're not getting your money, you're not getting your bang for your buck for that stuff. This stuff's like really cheap. Unfortunately, I can't tell you how much it is because SoCal gave me this bottle. But this does very cheap at the CVS. So you can make, yeah, 1 shot. You can make you could go through the apocalypse with this bottle and never run out, as long as you had enough alcohol. So you should be fine for a long, long time. It says it's good for chapped lips and skin. All right, too much information. All right. You guys want to, what time is it? Do you guys want to jump on here and we'll have a free-for-all BS, or you want me to shut her down, get her done? Because we're having too much fun. Dun, dun, dun. 1 shot is sticky as hell, says the Scotsman. See, and that's the problem. I noticed when I loaded, did those pistol rounds, I used too much of this, and it was sticky. I almost needed to wipe. I almost had, actually, I did wipe, because I didn't want them getting stuck in the chamber. I basically wiped each case down. It was only a little batch to try them out, and it was way too much. I did it in a bag, like Pop said, but I sprayed it too many times. And then it was, you could definitely feel the stickiness or the tackiness all over it. And it was just kind of nasty. When you grab like a handful, you know, like if you're going to load them in a mag or something, you could just tell when you had a bunch in your hand that it was kind of nasty. All right, you guys didn't answer me, so I'm going to shut her down. But I'm bored as hell, so I might do another video on something. But with that said, thank you guys for all showing up. And I always appreciate it. But more importantly, happy holidays. Stay safe. Hopefully God blesses you to have a healthy 2018, because we can always have health. That's one thing we don't want to have to fight. So take care. See you guys. Enjoy it. Thanks for showing up. Talk to you later.